Hello students, myself Vijayalakshmi Sadlapur, Senior Grade Lecturer, Government Polytechnic Vijaypur, Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. Welcome you all for a session on the graded exercise of your third semester C Programming Lab. The graded exercise, that is a program statement which we are going to solve in this session is: given the total marks, generate the result and class of a student. That is, once the total marks is been given, we have to generate the result, that is a percentage, and then we are going to find out the class, whether the student is under distinction, first class, second class, and so on. The table of contents is as follows. First, we shall go through the algorithm and the flowchart of your program. Then we shall write the program and execute it using the Turbo C. Then we shall go on some of the multiple choice questions related to the logic or the statements we are going to use in your program. Before going to the actual algorithm of the program, let us just define what is an algorithm. Well students, whenever a problem statement is given to you, there is a program is being asked for you, you will have to just think about what is the inputs to the program. Depending upon what output is asked, we're going to think about what is the input and how we are going to process that input. Okay, so in order to do that, you are going to first chalk out some step-by-step procedures and write a program. This step-by-step procedure to write a program is known as algorithm, and this algorithm is going to tell us, that is, by seeing this algorithm we can write the code of the given program, and also we can find out the process of flow in the program. Along with this, let us also see what is a flowchart. Flowchart is nothing but the graphical representation of an algorithm. Once we write the step-by-step procedure in the algorithm, next is we represent that step-by-step procedure by using some graphical representation. So that is nothing but the flowchart. Okay. So with this idea, let us see the algorithm for our given program. So as already we have mentioned in the program, the result is been given, there is a marks is being given, and you're going to find out the percentage, and then we are going to decide the result, that is in terms of class. So in order to do that, we shall start the program. Then we will take the input from the user, that is we will get the total marks of the student out of 600 marks as an input. Next, using this formula, we are going to calculate the percentage. Okay, so percentage is equal to the total marks uh, uh, given by the input, that is a user, or the total marks is nothing but the score of the student into 100 divided by 600. This is our usual percentage formula. Next, by taking this percentage, we will just go for the compare statements, that is we will decide the class of the student. Okay, so we are going to use the if else statements in this program. So here, if your percentage is greater than or equal to 70, then result is distinction. Okay, so once we write this, we just come out of the loop and we execute. Else, if it is greater than or equal to 60, the result is first class. If it is greater than or equal to 50, then it will be second class. If it is greater than or equal to 35, then it is a pass class, and if it is less than 35, then it will be fail. And that ends our algorithm. We'll just see the same algorithm in terms of the flowchart now. This is a flowchart. So we'll start the program. We have taken the input, the total marks out of 600. Then next we are calculating the percentage P, which is total into 100 divided by 600. Now this is the main task of the program, wherein we use the if else statements. You can just observe that your P is first compared here. If P is greater than or equal to 70, then we will write the output as distinction, and we come out of the loop and we stop the program. Now if P is greater than or equal to 60, it will be first class, come out of the loop. If it is greater than or equal to 50, it is your output is declared as second class, again you come out of the loop. If it is greater than or equal to 35, your output is what? Pass class, you come out of the loop. And lastly, If it is your percentage is less than 35, then we declare the result as fail, come out of the loop. So this is a very simple implementation of your if else program. Okay. Now next, let us go through the actual program now. Here, given the total marks, generate the result or class of a student. We are just here in the need of the IO statements. So we will use the preprocessor directive which is stdio.h. Okay. Then next, int total. So here this part is where we are going to use, or we are going to here declare the inputs. Okay. So we are the variables. So here I am going to take the total, which is the input, as the data type int. Then once I calculate the percentage, so I have to use a variable percentage which is of the type float, and we are going to declare the results in terms of what the strings. That's why we are here going to declare the result which is of type character, and this result is declared as a pointer. The next, here this part is where we are going to take the input from the user. So printf, enter the total marks of the student. So this printf statement is nothing but it is been displayed to your user, and the user reads this statement and he gives the input. So in order to take the input from the user, we are going to use what? The scanf statement. So as we have declared total as what? Int. Okay. So that's why we are going to use here percentage %d. Scanf, percentage %d and total. The next, this is the formula which you are using to calculate the percentage. So here percentage is equal to total into 100 divided by 600. Okay. Next, this is the logic of the program. Once we are going to calculate the percentage, okay, once we calculate the percentage, we start comparison. If percentage is greater than or equal to 70, then we are going to string copy, as we have declared the result as what? It's a character. So at the result we copy the string which is distinction. Okay. So the result is declared as a distinction. Else, if the percentage is greater than or equal to 60, then it will be what? Result is first class. If percentage is greater than or equal to 50, the result is second class. Else if, okay. So again a else if statement. Else if the percentage is greater than or equal to 35, then it is pass class. Else, so here the last thing is what? If all these possibilities are not there, then ultimately the result will be what? Fail. Okay. Then we are going to print the result. Okay. So in order to get the result as the output, we write the get ch statement. Okay. So if you just ಈಗ ಈ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ನಾವೀಗ ಟೋಟಲನ್ನು ತೊಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ ಯೂಸರಿಂದ ಟೋಟಲನ್ನು ತೊಗೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಈ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾನಲ್ಲಿ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜನ್ನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಫ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಲ್ಯಾಡರ್ ಇಫ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ರಿಸಲ್ಟನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಂದರೆ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ 70, ಆವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ರಿಸಲ್ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಂಕ್ಷನ್. ಅದು ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಆರ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 60 ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೋ ಆನ್. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ if else statement we have used here for declaring the result. Okay. Just if we want to go about the syntax, what we are observing here is we don't have a semicolon after the if statement and after the else statement. Okay. And one more thing is what? As we have only one single statement under the if. Okay. So that's why we are not using the flower braces. Okay. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಈ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಬ್ರೇಸಸ್ ಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ. ಈಗ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಒನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಓನ್ಲಿ ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಬ್ರೇಸಸ್, ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ omit the flower braces. So these are the 2 points which are related to your syntax in this program. Okay. So I'll just repeat. First we have done is we have declared the variables as total, percentage and result. So these are 3 variables we have declared. So where total is the input from the user, the next we are calculating the percentage by using this formula, and then we are going to copy the result in the array which we have declared. Okay. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಈ ಅರೇನಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಂಕ್ಷನನ್ನು ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಯಾವಾಗ, ಇಫ್ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಇಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ದನ್ ಆರ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 70 and so on. Okay, and related to syntax, I have just given two points here, that after the if statement and the else statements we don't use a semicolon. Semicolon is not used, and under each if or the else statements we have only single statements here, so that's why we are not going to use the braces. Okay, so these are the points we are going to consider here for the programming. I hope the program is clear. Now we will go for just some example which I have taken. So here if I enter the total marks to be how much, 475. Okay, then the result is calculated to be distinction. So another example what I have taken, if I enter the marks to be 225, then it is first class. If it is 375, then our calculation comes out to be first class. If it is 302, then our calculation comes to be second class. So this is all some of the simple examples I have taken to get out all the types of the result declaration. Okay, then next we'll go for the execution of the program using our turbo. So here is my program. So I have already explained the program in the PPT. We'll directly go for the compilation of the program. So what is the shortcut key to compile? Yes, the shortcut key to compile is Alt F9. So just press Alt F9 and here you get that we don't have any errors. So then next press any key. Next we go for running the program. So what is the shortcut key to run the program? It is Control F9. Okay, so we run the program by using the shortcut key, that is Control F9. Run the program. So here we are asked to enter the marks, isn't it? Total marks of the student out of 600. So if I just enter the marks, suppose I am entering the marks 575. Okay, so if it is 575, what is my result? My result is distinction. Now I'll just run the program again. Okay, so here I just run the program again. We'll give some another input. Now if I give it as 100, see, when I give it as 100, the result is fail. Okay, the result is fail. So this is how we are going to execute the program. I hope the execution is also clear to you. Now we'll just go through some of the MCQs related to this. Okay, so here are the MCQs. The logic required for implementing a program can be expressed in terms of, so already I have explained in the first starting slides that we are going to use the flowchart as well as the algorithm, isn't it? So we are using the flowchart and algorithm in order to implement the logic. So what would be your answer? Yes, the answer would be C. Now here, one of the question related to your if or else if statements. So an if or else if statements accepts dash as input before branching. So what it is going to do here? See, whenever a if statement is written, it is going to test a test expression. So if the test expression comes out to be true, okay, then it is going to enter the loop of the if or else if. If it is false, it goes out of that and directly executes the next statement. So once I say it is true or false, it means that it will be having two values. That is, here we go for what type of input before branching? It is a Boolean input, isn't it? So here it will be a Boolean input. Next question. Algorithm is a step-by-step procedure to write a program, whether it is true or false. Yes, it is true. It's a very simple question. Next, whether we require indentation compulsorily in your C program, that is, indentation while writing the C program is mandatory. Whether it is true or false, it's not mandatory. We are going to write these programs by using the indentation. I'll just open the program, 1 minute. So I have used these indentations which are not mandatory. We have written this just for our clarity. Okay, so that we can easily trace out the program. I have used this indentation, isn't it? So here in your C program, the indentation is not compulsory. Okay. So here, whether it is mandatory? No, it is not mandatory. So it is false. Next, the C programming language is not case sensitive. Whether it is case sensitive? Yes. But here the statement is mentioning that it is not case sensitive. So what would be the answer? Yes, it will be, yes, false. Okay. Next question. The header file to be used for the IO operation. Which header file we are using? We are using, yes, it is stdio.h. Next. Very interesting question this is. Which of the following is a invalid if else statement? See, you can just see here. In the option A, he is writing if and the text expression is again a if statement. Okay. And here if A, if character of A, if function 1 of A. So what would be the invalid statement? See, in the very first question itself, we have seen that your if statement is going to accept a Boolean value, okay, before branching. So B, C and D, they give out the Boolean values, but whereas if with the if as a test expression goes to be wrong, it is a invalid statement. So your answer will be what? A. A is a invalid statement. Next, if statement is conditional, sorry, it is unconditional branching, whether it is true or false. See, always we have said that it is going to test an expression. So once I say that it is testing an expression, it becomes what? A conditional branching. So it is a false. Okay. The next, semicolon should not be used after the if statements. Should we use a semicolon? Yes. Should we use a semicolon? The semicolon should not be used. Yes, we are not going to use the semicolon. So it is true. The next question is what? Is it mandatory to have a statement body for if statement? Should we compulsorily use a statement body? No, it's not mandatory, isn't it? So, no. Then these are some of the MCQs I have taken. The references we are using for this program, that is for this session, is I have used Balaguru Swami book, that is Programming in an ANSIC, and Yashwant Kanekkar's Let Us See. These are the two references. And here is the team. We are working on the content development of your C programming lab related to your third semester. Thank you.